right now, the $600 stimulus checks that was passed by Congress and signed by our outgoing president, Donald Trump, are in the process of being deposited in bank accounts. A few people have received them. Many others will receive them in a matter of days. I know that this morning I was able to get into my bank account, which was U.S. Bank, and then I went in again, and it's just, I don't know what, it's hanging up, I guess is the word I want to use. It won't let me into the account. So undoubtedly this has to do with the stress on the system of all the stimulus payments being put directly deposited into bank accounts. So just as I had said before, that Mitch McConnell has no intention of raising the stimulus payments to $2,000, and people want to know, first of all, how the hell this guy is able to pull the shit that he pulls, that is something that's popular even in the Senate, even among Republicans, to pass the $2,000 stimulus package, which would mean $1,400 more than the $600. So it's a total of $2,000. And why he's able, and what he's able to do is to tack on poison pills, which he's doing to try to undercut internet liability. That's at Section 230, I think it is. Plus investigating the election, because that's what Trump made conditions of support on, was that. So Mitch McConnell is using Donald Trump as a shield not to do a goddamn thing, because he doesn't want to do anything. The man is a psychopath. And this article is under a paywall, but Democratic Underground went and somebody there excerpted this opinion piece. And yeah, McConnell is happy to be the bad guy, but he has no problem being the one to crush your hopes. And he does, and this is kind of like the two Santa Claus thing that I talked about the other day, and where they try to pretend like they're doing something for somebody, but they don't really want the Democrats to take credit for it. They want the Democrats to be the bad guys, and then, of course, their only solution is to cut taxes. But, of course, the little guy doesn't get much in the way of benefit. It's always the big shots that get it. But the fact that these checks almost certainly won't materialize is a testament to McConnell's power and his willingness to use it ruthlessly. He's a psychopath. It isn't even a matter of strategy. The guy gets off on this. He's sadistic. Now, what this person writes, if you just look at the broadest political calculation, you'd think those checks would be on their way to people within days. The idea is incredibly popular with the public. Who doesn't like free money? The president wants them. The House passed a bill to provide for them by an overwhelming majority. A majority of the Senate wants them too, including probably all the Democrats and a rising number of Republicans. McConnell is done providing help to the U.S. economy, however, now that President-elect Joe Biden will be taking office in just 3 weeks. Yeah, he isn't going to do shit. He isn't going to do shit. And this was all on purpose. This was calculated months ago. They were going to drag it out, drag it out, drag it out, drag it out for political reasons. This is strictly political theater. And this is an example of why people hate politics, why they're apathetic about politics, that they think government doesn't work for them. Well, if it doesn't work for them, it's by design. It's not because the government can't help. They don't want to. These rich bastards, or these guys that are in bed with the wealthy and corporations, don't give a shit. They absolutely don't give a shit. And Right now, it says here, McConnell has two competing needs at the moment. First, he has to do what he can to help Loeffler and Perdue in order to maintain the Republican hold on the Senate. If they both lose, Democrats take control. This stimulus had already become a major issue in the Georgia campaign. And as an aside, polls are all over the place about these two elections. But no matter how you look at it, it's supposed to be really very, very, very squeaky close. Very, very razor thin close. Considering how close Joe Biden carried the state. The stimulus had already become a major issue in the Georgia campaign, and after being hammered by their Democratic opponents over it, Perdue and Loeffler arrived at the position that just about whatever stimulus anyone suggests is great with them, whether it's $600 or $2,000. And now they're posing as the grantors of government sucker who in their boundless beneficence will rain money down on every Georgian. But at the same time, McConnell doesn't really want the $2,000 stimulus checks to become a reality. He doesn't. He don't want to help anybody. The reason he doesn't is that any further stimulus would accelerate the economic recovery. How much it would do so is hard to predict with precision, but it would certainly have some effect, and anything that helps the economy is bad for the Republican project of constraining, undermining, and sabotaging Biden's presidency. The man, in other words, the man is a fucking psychopath. You don't even have to write 2,000 words or 20,000 words to explain just why McConnell does what he does. You can ask that proverbial question. Why does a male dog lick his balls? Because he can. Why does Mitch McConnell do what he does? Because he can. And it doesn't seem like there's anybody in the Republican Party who has the gumption to challenge him for the Senate Majority Leader spot. Or they like what he's doing. He's the worst damn person in Washington, D.C. Worse than Trump. He's a worthless pile of shit.